So David Hundeyin wey release Baba T Guinea passport don come open more secret o. My people, we greet una o. Welcome una specially to this our channel. The tori wey we carry come today na about David Hundeyin, the guy wey release Baba T Guinea passport some days ago for Twitter. The guy don come out again o, come talk wetin make him release that document o. No be small thing, my people. This thing we be say na joke o, but this guy don come out open face sef come talk all these things. No be small thing, my people. According to the guy, he talk say he waka jam that document few months ago. I mean the Guinea passport. Say as he see am, the thing shock him. He no believe him eyes unto say this one na something wey nobody don ever hear of before. And by the laws of Naija, person wey get dual citizenship no qualify to be president of Naija. And Baba T even swear under oath say he no get this kind thing before the whole election stuff. He talk say na all this thing make him vex, post am make Nigerians and the world see am say Baba T no pure as him claim o. Wahala. Anyway, my people, no be my mouth una go for hear the full tori o, because no be me talk am. Make I leave una, make una watch the video where this independent journalist dey talk am on top News Central. Oya na, make una watch the video.
Let me start from the issue with my account being suspended. It hasn't actually been suspended, it's just been temporarily locked, which is what happens when a certain number of accounts reports a post of yours, and then Twitter automatically responds by locking your account and then gives you the choice to either delete the content and immediately regain your account, which I can still do if I want, or to go through the appeal process if one believes one hasn't done anything wrong. In this case, I clearly haven't done anything wrong, because according to Twitter's own platform policies, the policy on privacy of information doesn't apply when the subject is a public figure and when the post is done in public interest, which is what this is. Now, what has happened here is I actually got hold of this document quite a number of months ago. I wasn't able to put it out at the time because there was a fear that it might be traceable back to the source. I was told by the source that I should give a certain period of time before putting this out there, which is why I waited until a few days ago to put this out. And what this document proves beyond any conclusive shred of doubt, of reasonable doubt, is that the president-elect has in fact committed the crime of perjury, which is lying under oath. Now, on his INEC EC9 declaration, which is essentially sworn affidavit stating one's intention to run for president, there are several questions that are asked on the affidavit. One of them is, have you ever obtained citizenship of another country? And on the INEC EC9 form, he ticked no. Now, this document proves that he has in fact obtained citizenship of at least one other country that we know of, which happens to be Guinea. Now, one can have several theories as to why, in the first place, what he was doing with the Guinean diplomatic passports in the first place, but that's not the issue. The issue is simply that he did not declare this on his EC9 declaration. He told a lie on his sworn declaration, which is the crime, which constitutes the crime of perjury. On the same EC9 form, there are at least on at least three other instances on the form. There are other things which can arguably be constituted as perjury, but this is by far the most obvious one, which is why I think it has elicited the kind of reaction that it has. If there's something close to a, well, I won't call it a regret, but the ongoing presidential election petitions, which have been lodged by the two main opposition candidates, Abubakar Atiku and Peter Obi, for whatever reason, haven't made direct mention of this issue. One would hope that maybe they might be able to add this issue in, but because the point is, if one is going to become president of Nigeria, then the process by which one becomes president of the country must be valid. Now, if the INEC EC9 declaration with which one declared one's intention to run for president has fraudulent information on it, has false information on it on sworn statement, then what that simply means is that the person who has filled in that false information under oath is not just unqualified to run for president. Under Nigerian law, perjury is a very serious offense that attracts 14 years in prison. So these are issues that the Nigerian court system must answer. Be a reaction or a direct reaction from the APC. Judging from what the reaction was, in fact, which was to report my Twitter account, it seems to me that what the APC is going to do is just stick their fingers in their ears and hope that people stop talking about it and hope that it goes away. Bear in mind that this isn't the first time that I specifically have raised the issue of perjury. I published a story about it in November, which wasn't focused on this particular instance of perjury. But as I said, there were several other instances of perjury on the INEC EC9 declaration. I put forward evidence in that article, for example, that the Chicago State University certificate, which is submitted with INEC EC9 declaration, was in fact a forgery. And on the INEC EC9 declaration, one of the questions asked is, have you submitted a forged certificate to INEC? It takes no. I presented very compelling evidence that what he submitted to INEC was blatantly a forgery. So after I put the story out in November, there was a very, very, very loud and pointed silence from the camp of the APC because there was simply no defense. And I don't expect this time to be any different. I don't expect them to come out and actually attempt to address this directly because, again, there is simply no defense. It is very cut and dried what has happened here. What I suspect will happen is more people will continue doing what the outgoing Minister of Works did in his most recent TV appearance, where he sort of obfuscated the issue and started sort of raising a related issue, which is more or less a red herring, which is the issue of whether under the Constitution someone with dual nationality is allowed to run for president. The reason I call that a red herring is that there is actually it's a legal gray area. So there is, I believe, Section 38 of the Constitution, which states that someone who is running for president is not allowed to have dual citizenship, except they had that citizenship from birth. That if you obtained citizenship, then you're not allowed to run for president of Nigeria. However, there is case law precedent which states something different, which states that as long as you have Nigerian citizenship, the fact of having dual citizenship does not supersede your rights as someone with Nigerian citizenship to run for president. So, which is why I said it's a bit of a red herring, right? Because you can argue back and forth all day, but the real issue for me is the fact that there has been a very, very clear and obvious instance of perjury, something which is clear and obvious even to a legal lay person, that this person has lied under oath.
Now wow, drama every day for Naija. My people, now the video be that so. Hey. Anyway, make una drop una comment on how una reason this whole tori, una take how una see am. And also make una no forget to like and share this our video. Obedient family, abeg make una share this video. Make reach who never see am o, make dem know wetin dey happen o. Make una share this video, una do well. See you in our next video. Bye.
DJTV.
Welcome to DJTV.
DJTV.
Of the delegates and ask the question.
DJTV. DJTV. DJTV.